I still want to stand, but I didn't like the end of my August video. So I'm going to stand over here instead, and you can see my bookshelves. It's a little chaotic. This looks a bit different probably than the last time you saw it, because I've rearranged my books since then. And now this is a completed bookshelf, but it is not the only completed bookshelf I have. This is just the most empty one because there are incomplete series on here, plus a Court of Silver Flames just sitting there all lonely because it doesn't fit into the square with the rest of the books. Nor do I want it to because it doesn't match them. And that's a whole other thing. Alright, so welcome to September. It is September 1st. I look exactly the same as I finished off my August video 5 seconds ago and then just adjusted the camera. I came over here so you can see my books. I don't know what I want to read first. I do have a set TBR. I will show you my like little journal pages. They're very cute. One sec. I'll go get them. So September is the Magical Readathon hosted by G. We're going to Illyrium. It's a map and there's prompts, and I plan on reading a lot of books. But to start off, whoops, oh man, everything's falling out. This is the colors that I chose for September. I chose pink and green, but more pink than green this time. I thought it was really cute. I was very proud of it. I haven't added anything onto my page tracker, so there's nothing there yet. But I did put in the journal pages for the readathon, and I actually painted them with like real paint, which is wild. Who am I? So these are the Traveler's Key. These are all the prompts, and everything for the map is what I have first. So on this side they have the prompts for the map right here, and then there's this is character prompts. So there's your background, your province, and your heritage, which is really cool. Those ones are ones that you can do later, but I do have them on my TBR for this month. Here is the map that you follow to get to the school, and then on this side is my TBR. I'm covering it because I don't want to give anything away right off the bat. I picked Irethera. I definitely was not going to say this. This is the province that I picked. You can read it there. And then I also picked Earthling, and I picked an Earthling, if that makes sense. I haven't filled in my Scholar's Key yet, but that's what it looks like. And then after that there's nothing because those are my book review pages. But it like made my bullet journal look really funny, and I spent like 4 days with a pile of books on top of this to flatten it out, and it's still not completely flat because there are pages that are like curvy. So I'm like kind of upset about that, but you do what you gotta do, you know. That's the beginning of September. Hopefully it will go well. I have high hopes, we'll say that. But I should say the first book that I plan on picking up, which I don't know yet. I kind of want to go in order for the map, but she never said that we have to go in order for the map. So I could just go with whatever. You know what? I won't even start with the map. What if I start with my character instead? What do I want to read first? I don't know. I'm just so excited. I don't even know what to pick up first. I will say one of them I am buddy reading, and since I buddy reading it, I was like, okay, I can add it onto my TBR. So that's really awesome. So maybe we'll start with that one. I don't know. I really don't know where to start. I've been like looking at the stack of books for like 2 weeks now, and I am so excited to get to it. And now September, it like literally only hit me like 5 minutes ago. Like, it's September and I can start reading this stack of books. Like, holy crap. This is so exciting. I think there's actually one book that I might finish within the first 2 days, and I think I might pick that one. Okay, I think I have a plan. I'll start with the 2 blue books. So the book that I'm gonna, I think, pick up today to get started, because I have some free time today, other than like editing videos. I have a meeting for school before school starts. Very weird. But I'll pick up Mockingjay, and I'm using this one for the character prompt is your background. If you want to be a wildling or a rural person. Urban. If you want to be an urban person or a wildling person. And I picked wildling. So it's read a book largely set in the forest or outside. And I figured that this one was pretty good because they're underground in the forest most of the time. I don't know. I've already read Hunger Games of Catching Fire this year, so this one is coming up and I want to reread it. The other book is the first book on the prompt thing, which is read a book with a map, and it is the Novice Path Entrance, and that's why I think it's really cool, because the map follows and hits a bunch of points, which are the prompts, right? And I'll show you the map first because I think that's really fun. It's just a little map. They're cute. But this is the Voyage of the Basilisk, a memoir by Lady Trent by Mary Brennan. And one of the coolest covers. I love the covers of these books. I actually have them on like display right there. They look really funny because I haven't finished the series yet. I have the first 4 books, the 5th book I still need to get. But these are like very like scientifical dragon books where Lady Trent, even though that's not really her name yet, recounts her life and her adventures and how she became known for like a dragon researcher and how she became leading in the world of dragons. And this takes place in like an alternate universe type place. It's very, whatchamacallit, I want to say like Victorian era. It's like 1800s, early 1900s-esque vibes that I get from it, at least. And she's not allowed to study dragons because she's a woman, but she ends up on an expedition with her husband, and then her husband dies, and then she's stuck with her son, and her son is richer than she is, and she's like, I need to find a way to do this. So she goes on her 2nd expedition and gets money from that, and this is her 3rd expedition, I believe. I haven't read any of her books this year. I've been meaning to get to this, but she just kind of tries to make a life for herself as like a dragon scientist and be one of the only people that actually goes physically into different parts of the world and sees dragons to study them and try to figure out how they operate and how they work and their natural environments and everything. And it's like really, really cool and interesting. She is a really good artist too, so there's always really cool drawings in here. But I do listen to the audiobook because I like the accent. But yeah, obviously it's gonna be some treasure island they get stuck, you know? I'm very excited though. Like, and there's like, this is scales and stuff just to see. It's like so cool. It's a very like different approach to dragons, where you like learn about dragons and different types of dragons, and the world is just so cool. This is her son with it, I guess. Oh, that's so cool. It says Jake for scale. That's so funny. I'm very excited to learn more because rather than just being like, ooh, scary dragon, fantasy book, fighting, this is like, let's study the dragons and see how they live, and it's really cool. I like that a lot. So I think that these are going to be the 2 first books that I pick up because I do have this one on Libby already. I requested it a couple days ago because I was too excited. And then this is the physical book that I'll be reading, which is my plan. I'm going to read an audiobook and a physical book at the same time. This will become like my train book when I go to school, and then this will become my homework book when I'm sitting in the library doing homework. Sound good? Cool. Even though I don't start school for like another week. It's Wednesday, I start on Tuesday. I need to change over my calendar. Anyways, there's the intro to this video. Sorry that was like a lot of explanation and so much going on, but I'm very excited. On to the next. Enjoy the plants and my hair in a bun that makes me look like a Karen. Last time I updated you, I was reading Voyage of the Basilisk and Mockingjay. I read a chapter of Mockingjay, so I'm only 16 pages in, and I absolutely devoured Voyage of the Basilisk. I think I read like, it was till chapter 3 I listened to on the train one day, and then I worked on Saturday and I was like, I'm gonna finish this today, and it was amazing. Oh my god. So this one, it's just like, so Isabella Camhurst is the main character's name, and she does some weird things to research what she wants to research. Obviously people don't like her being a natural scientist. They don't like that she wants to research dragons. They don't like that she is finding stuff out about dragons and discovering things and having theories and whatnot. Her career is just like not a choice for women, and people don't like that, but she does it anyways. And she's becoming more well known, and a lot of people knowing more about her as like the stories go on and she's recounting what she did in her life. And in this one, she goes to a series of islands in the Broken Sea, which I feel is a lot like the Caribbean, but she comes across like different cultures and different languages and stuff while she's there, and things that are happening and stuff that's going on. And in this one, she comes, the island that her voyage on the Basilisk, because that's what the boat's called, is she gets stuck on a bunch of islands, and the one island they particularly get stuck on, she keeps asking if she can have help, like studying the dragons, asking the locals questions about them as best she can, while like trying to learn their language at the same time. And she's not very good at languages. She's like not a linguistic person. She has somebody there kind of help her, but she tries to do it on her own, and everybody just kind of looks at her like, this lady is crazy, which is usually what happens. But on this particular island, she comes to the realization that everybody there thinks she's dragon spirited, and people who are dragon spirited aren't considered male or female. They can tell she was born as a female, but she dresses as a male, and she asks them about dragons, so they automatically just assume she is the third gender, she's dragon spirited, and they freak her out because she's not married to anybody. So she kind of goes through this process of being married to a woman from the islands so that they can bound her spirit to the mortal plane so she doesn't like bring curse upon their land. So she like marries a woman here because she's like, I'll do it for the dragons, like done. Like no question in her mind really that she's gonna do this. And it's like a really cool conversation and stuff that goes on in here and the things that she says, and I was like, this is really cool. So this is the third book. I highly recommend this series if you're into dragons and kind of like sciencey things, because they like look at migration patterns for these serpents and they try and find their eggs, and like it's really sciencey in like such a good way because it's dragons, right? So they're looking at different kinds of dragons as they go along, and there's a really fun scene in here with a kimono dragon, like one of our kimono dragons, where they're like, these aren't dragons. And it's really cool because they're like, watch out for their teeth, they bite, and they're like, dragons don't bite, and then they go out there like, ah, kimono dragons are terrifying, and it's really fun, and I definitely recommend it. So I ended up giving it 5 stars. After I finished that guy, I picked up another audiobook, and I literally got halfway through in Spellbound by Rachel Hawkins. This was my book for a school setting, because in the first book they're at Hex Hall, but they just appeared back at Hex Hall or Hecate Hall, which is really cool. So there is a school setting, which works for the prompt. It's really nice for the readathon. And this was like the beginning of the map, and this is the end of the map. I kind of jumped around because I couldn't pick which one I was gonna do, but like I've already finished a book, and yesterday was the 4th when I finished it. Today's the 5th. I am gonna try and finish this one today, but I make no promises. I'm just exhausted and need a break today. I was gonna apply for jobs and edit videos, but I'm kind of like, I'm like really putting it off, and I like already had a breakdown this morning, so I was like, I really don't want to do that. We'll see later if I'm feeling up to it, because I'm more of like a morning person for getting stuff done, but it's like noon and I really haven't done anything. I haven't even read anything yet. I like forced myself to sit down and do this update, but once this is over, I don't know what I'm gonna pick. We'll find out. I also did something, and I'm gonna tell you guys all how it goes. I purchased a tablet that I could read on instead of an iPad, because iPads were like $600. The iPad mini is more expensive than the iPad, so I got a tablet instead so that I could read on the train. And I think that my goal kind of today is to come up with a bunch of books on like Scribd and Kindle and stuff that I can read, so that I can set it up before I read on Tuesday on the train to go to school. So that's my goal. I'm gonna see if I can find some of the books that I have over here on there to read. I have 1, 2, 3 at least that I would like from this month's TBR. Honestly, if things go as fast as they did like yesterday reading for like today and tomorrow maybe, I think that I will finish my TBR within like the first 3 weeks. I still have to change over my calendar. Ugh. By like week 2, I think I'll be done my TBR, because this is like going a lot faster, and I'm kind of in the mood right now. After I finished this most amazing book, I'm ready to like zoom, you know? And as the TBR goes down, I feel like I'll have more space in my room to like pick and choose stuff. So yeah, we'll see. I'm like, I have big plans for this tablet because it was only 150 bucks. And I'm very excited, and I can put Netflix and stuff on there too, so I can watch movies on the train. And I'm really excited to like, I'm excited to leave the house for school finally. I have 1 class on Fridays that's gonna be online, but other than that, like all my classes are in person right now, and I'm so looking forward to it. I know it's only noon, and I think I need a nap. I need a nap. I need scissors. Whatever, a pen will work. I just got a package. Hell yeah. I was editing videos and I got the notification being like, hey, your thing is here. Maybe I do need scissors. Uh-oh. I don't like their tape. It's very fibery. I'm so excited. We did order some masks because I think fabric masks are really gonna hurt my nose. My nose is really pointy and it doesn't have any give on it, which is very weird to say about your nose, but wearing the fabric ones presses down and it really hurts my nose. So I got these for like school. And then I got some black sticky notes because aesthetic, and some brown sticky notes. These are like brown paper. Aesthetic. But the most important thing in this entire package is this. I bought a tablet for reading. I'm so excited. I also bought a case for it, which was really weird when I was ordering it because it said add a case, and then you went into the case and it was like pick a color, and I picked white, and then I ordered it and it was like charcoal, and I was like, no, I didn't want that. So I had to like cancel it and then reorder, and it was just like a whole thing, you know? It's a whole thing. So this is the case for it. This is a nice case. It just kind of like looks like one of these flippity floppity ones. Ooh. And yes, this is an Amazon tablet. It was the cheapest one available for my purposes. I did a lot of research and I thought really hard about it. And by a lot of research, I mean like maybe an hour. And this is what I got. I'm so excited. First reveal, this is what it looks like. I got the white one because I figured out of all the colors it was the least weird. And this is mostly because if my computer breaks, because it almost broke the other day, I can also use this for my homework and assignments and stuff. So oh, I'm so excited, and mostly for reading on the train, which is its intended purpose, and it came the day before school starts. So before I do anything else, I'm gonna stick it in the case because I am that person. So this is the Amazon Fire tablet, I believe. What is it called? Yeah, Fire HD 8. Sits in the case, looks wonderful. Now my camera's dying, so I'm going to charge this bad boy up, which everything's on that side, and then I'm going to set him up so that I can read. We'll get to that. I've been going through Kindle Unlimited deals all day, just like buying $1 books, so hopefully this will stop me because I need to be stopped. But that's the plan, and my camera's dying, so I will charge that. Reading update. This is too zoomed out. Today's Thursday. I finished Spellbound on Tuesday, I think. I give it 4 stars. This, despite missing a bunch and could have been a little bit longer for more fun adventure, was really good. It was better than the other 2. As the series kind of like goes on, Rachel Hawkins' writing gets better and her creativity got way better in this last one, and I very much enjoyed that, so I gave it 4 stars. I just noticed that half of the shingles on, not the neighbor's house, but the one next to them are missing. Wow. Okay, other things that I'm reading, I am still reading Mockingjay. I've requested the book on this one for Libby because Libby connects to OneDrive, and OneDrive works on my tablet. So it looks like that's what I'm going to be using because this is the tablet that I got. It is the Amazon Fire tablet. There's like a little front thing. I've been reading Scythe though on here because Mockingjay hasn't shown up yet. So Mockingjay, I am on page 32, which is chapter 3. I'm gonna sit down and read this because I gotta work today. I have about half an hour before I go, so this is my sitting at home reading book. Scythe is my reading on the train book, and I'm a little bit further on this one. I'm on page 48, which is chapter 4. I'm also trying to read this with Dimitri, but I don't know if he's started yet, but I'm going to keep going because that's motivation for him. I also, this morning, I needed to pick up an audiobook because I was not listening to anything, which was weird. I mean, I could listen to The Last American Vampire, but it's not one of the prompts for this readathon. So I picked up The Box in the Woods as a audiobook this morning, and I only listened to like a couple minutes. I only got to page 27 listening, which is like the first 2 chapters, I think, but I'm already into it. Like, I'm already into it. I'm very excited. I love this murder mystery as it goes back and forth. This one is between 1978 and present day. It's setting up to be a really, really cool book, and I'm really excited. Like, so excited I can't. So that's what I'm currently reading. 3 books. I'm doing really good actually, because like normally I would have picked up like 5 or 6 by this point. Ooh, I forgot that there was a pretty purple color underneath the dust jacket with this one. Oh yeah. So anyways, that's how I'm doing. That's what I'm reading. Everything is good. I'm enjoying everything I'm reading, except for, in reality, Mockingjay. I think this is my least favorite Hunger Games book, but I will read it. Like, I want to reread it because I don't remember everything that happens, and then I'm gonna watch the movies to celebrate. So that's what's happening. And then after these 3, I only have 4 more to go. Like, I'm doing really good for this month, and I'm very excited, and that's what's happening. So thoroughly enjoy that. I don't even have my phone, so I can pause my music. Ugh. A reading update. The lighting is terrible. That's worse. Okay, we're gonna keep it like this. I finished Mockingjay. Woo! I feel like this is a weird angle. One second. I gave this 5 stars. I liked it way better this time around. Appreciated the ending way more. And all around had a good time. I am now currently halfway through the 2nd movie because you know you got to. Next, I finished The Box in the Woods. I just finished this today. 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Amazing. Oh my god. I think this is a big contender for my favorite book of the year, and I knew it would be because this is just glorious. Very excited about that. Was having a good time. I'll add this to my collection. It also was just gorgeous. Like, I don't have the first 2, Truly Devious and Vanishing Stare, in hardcover, but I will have to acquire them at some point because these are just too pretty to pass up in hardcover, right? Like, oh my gosh. As for an update for Scythe, I am on chapter 10, which is about 100 pages in. 102 pages to be exact, and I'm enjoying it, and I know that I'm gonna get sucked in, which worries me because I'm reading on the train, and I have missed my stop almost before. I have missed my bus stop reading, but I've never missed a train stop reading, so we'll see. I was kind of not in the mood to take out my tablet while I was on the train this afternoon after I finished The Box in the Woods, and so I had This Is How You Lose Her on my Libby app. I mean, I have it also on my tablet, but I have it on my phone, and I was like, oh, it's a quick read, it's very small, I can get through this no problem, so I picked this up. And I'm very excited because it's only like maybe 220 pages, but this is like it's not related to The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde, but it has the same character. The dude who narrated that one also this is his story basically, and I'm very excited to read it. It's gonna be really fun. I've heard some good things from one of my classmates who had read this one when me and my friend picked the other one, and I think it's gonna be a good time. So there's that. So that's what I'm currently reading. It's just kind of these 2, which is wild. Who am I? Only reading 2 books at once. Just kidding. There's 2 more on my Goodreads, but those ones I'm not really focusing on right now. I also need to pick up a audiobook though, because I'm gonna be writing notes tomorrow, so I haven't decided what my audiobook is gonna be, but like, this is my reading, actually physically reading. Like, who am I physically reading all of a sudden? Whoa. Normally it's like audiobook, 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 physical book, audiobook, audiobook, audiobook. Like, right now it's physical book, and like, I just have no audiobooks that I want to pick up, despite the fact that I have several on my Audible, or not Audible, what's the word I'm looking for? On my Libby. That's the word I'm looking for. Wow, why did I suddenly forget that word? I do have, like, I'm very close to finishing my TBR. I feel like I'm very close, even though I have 5 books left. These 2 kind of reading physically. I do have the audiobook for The Cruel Prince, so I'm thinking that's what I'm going to start tomorrow, because it's the only one that I have that's on my TBR. There's one other physical book I would like to read, and that is Bloodlines. I will leave that a little bit longer. I want to finish Scythe first, and then I'll read Bloodlines. This Is How You Lose Her was at the bottom of my list, but I just decided to pick it up today because why not? And then She Who Became the Sun is also an option, but I kind of want to listen to the audiobook for this one, and it's on script, but that means I'm going to have to listen to it while I'm on my computer, which is the issue. So I might do this one as my audiobook just to get it started and see how I feel, because I feel like my brain can't comprehend this hardcore stuff in my train trips. You know, like I feel like this is a Saturday sit down and read or an audiobook. So either on Saturday I sit down and read it or I pick up the audiobook. So I don't know. I feel like I need somebody to tell it to me because I feel like me reading it is not going to absorb it all. Does that make sense? I'm going for an appointment. Hopefully I can get my ADHD diagnosed officially. Just as a side note. But yeah, that's my reading update. Thank you for coming. I'm having like a lot of fun time standing for my videos now. But it is Saturday night. This is gonna be like the last clip for the vlog. I have no idea what I have in here, but I figured I would give a reading update because it's going really good. So far I've finished 4 books in the month of September. Oh, this is not the end of the vlog. What am I talking about? September is just me one big vlog. Never mind. So this is like a mid-month thing, but it's the 18th, basically. We're like 2.5 weeks in. Yeah, there's like 2 weeks left of September. So here's my update. Oh my gosh, why did I have it in my head that I was splitting this into 2 vlogs? I have no idea, but whatever. So the book that I started at the beginning of the month, basically, and I've been working my way through, I put a good chunk in today of Scythe. I am on page 295. Yeah, I'm on page 295 for this one. It is chapter 28. There are things happening, and well, I kind of picked this up today just listening to the audiobook while I was doing some homework stuff, which was a good idea because it gave me some time to look at the cover, and I clued into some things that are happening, and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen in the other 2 books after this, because I have a feeling of how this one is gonna end, and I'm very... If it goes the way I think it's gonna go, I am okay with that. After that, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm having a really fun time with this one. My favorite character so far is Citra. She's amazing. I do love Rowan, but because he's like conscious of what he's doing and he knows, like when he doesn't try, he knows when he tries too hard, he knows when he's like, oh, I should like do this thing to benefit somebody else, and he does like terrible things for his own loss, I guess, which is really interesting, and I think it's really cool. But I like Citra because she's like, I can't go into a competition and force myself to lose, like I have to win. And I just think that they're both really detailed and like they have a lot of depth, the 2 main characters, that I didn't expect going into this, of their like thought processes and things that they're going through on their journey to become a Scythe, because they're both apprentice Scythes trying to go into training. And in this world, I don't know if I explained it, but this is a dystopian society where Earth has figured out everything. We've mastered everything except for space travel. We learned that in here, but I've mastered death, and nobody can die. You can reset your age. You're not allowed to die, actually. You have to have a Scythe kill you, which they pick and choose at random for the most part. They don't really target anybody in particular, but some of them aren't as ethical as others. And there's like a whole talk in here about, like, is it truly like living? Like, what are they doing for population control for the Earth kind of thing? It's a very detailed, in-depth conversation that I feel like I can't get into in like a monthly vlog or whatever this is. But the thinking random, and that's all I knew going in here. I think that's really all you need to go, because it is so much better than that, but I don't know how to explain it to you. The told her fortune with her brother, and her brother's fortune is amazing and her fortune is nothing. There's nothing in her future. So interesting, like the depth of the emotions in this was very intriguing to me. I loved the way the story was told. I loved that our main character could see ghosts. That was so cool. I loved how she used the ghosts to her advantage. Everything about that was amazing. So I gave this one 5 stars. This is one of my favorite books I think this year. So, and then I finished From Bad to Cursed by Katie Allender. This was the second book in the Bad Girls Don't Die series. It is a reread for me. I did listen to the audiobook when I had time because I've just been listening to audiobooks. I haven't really been reading too much anymore. School's crazy. But in this one, the main characters, Casey and, oh my gosh, Alexis, have moved houses because their house burned down, and Casey gets mixed up with the Sunshine Club, and the Sunshine Club worships this guy who gives them everything that they want. And it's a whole long thing where Casey did join the club but she didn't swear in, and Alexis swore in pretending that she wasn't swearing in, and all hell breaks loose basically, and it's really fun. I gave it 4 stars when originally I've given it 5 stars because when I originally read it, it did freak me out, and it was like one of the first like spooky books that I read, and I was like 14, 15 at the time, so I thought it was terrifying. But now, less so. And then the final update that I have right now is the book I'm going to finish today, hopefully, and that is Scythe. I am still on page 295. I'm on chapter 28, which is about here. And I don't have a whole lot left, and I'm excited, and I've told Dimitri I'm finishing it today, and he has to catch up. This is basically what I did. I need to finish this one by the end of the month, so I don't even feel bad about it. Whatever. But I need to update my page tracker in my bullet journal, and I have to also order a new one because the Halloween Archer and Olive journals got released yesterday, and I'm very excited. Even though I am like halfway through this one, I will keep going with this one until this one is full, and then I will progress onto the other one. And this one is Bats. I'm going to get the dragon one. I'm very excited. So when I get that, you'll see that. Now onto the disappointing news of the day. I ordered a book from World of Books, I think is where I found it. Finally, I found the edition I wanted of Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere, and it was the edition that matches the rest of my editions. Like, everybody knows these editions. They look like this, right? I want them all to match, and I've been looking for Neverwhere for ages to order it. And you know what they sent me? What the hell is this? It's not the green edition. In no way in hell matches this one. You know what it does match? Literally my other edition of Neverwhere. So now I have 2 editions of Neverwhere that don't match the rest of my Neil Gaiman books. And that is disappointing to me because I need them to match. Okay, you all know the struggle. If you know where I can get the green version of Neverwhere, please tell me. Leave a comment, tweet at me. Hey Darby, this is where you get the green edition. Because I need it. I'm so sad about this. I've been having a week that is just purely chaotic, and nothing really good is happening, and I'm having a rough time, and I'm trying to get through it, and this was supposed to make me feel better, and it didn't. Now it doesn't fit back in there. Great. One more book to go, and then I'm finished. So basically, as soon as I finish that book, my little TBR thingy, losing everything. So this is my TBR for the Magical Readathon. I have finished From Bad to Cursed. I just haven't updated this. The only other one that I need was a book with elemental magic or element in the title, which was, I picked Bloodlines for that because there's elemental magic in there, but that one was one of the ones that wasn't for this month specifically. It was just for my character picking, so I'm not too upset about leaving that one till October. And my page tracker I also need to update, but it is awful. It's like really sad, this one. I will update you guys when September is finally over and when I finish Scythe. Hopefully when I finish Scythe. And that'll be on to October. Welcome to the end of the vlog. As you can see, I'm super lazy today, but it is October 1st, so I'll be wrapping up what I finished reading yesterday, because I actually did some pretty good reading. I ended up reading the last, I think it was like 130 pages of Scythe. I listened to it at work because it was super dead, because it's technically a holiday on September 30th. Now I had my orange shirt, it was great. So I finished Scythe, I gave it 5 stars, obviously, it was amazing. So I accomplished all but one of the goals that I had in the month of September for the magical readathon, but the other one was like a character book, so I didn't have to read it in the month of September, so I will read it later. But I loved this, I enjoyed it. The ending was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I did kind of predict it just because I paid attention to some weird things and I was like but also what happened at the end was so good. The different paths that everybody goes on and the different plots in there, it was so amazing. Anyways, you should read this. Great. I also, after I finished that, managed to read almost half of Beautiful Redemption. I got to page 187, which is insane. There are so many like little tabs in here. I don't know if those are purposeful or just because this is a used book and it got tossed around a little bit. I don't know. Whatever. This is also amazing because it's from Ethan's point of view and I love being Ethan's point of view.